Hope everyone's having a great morning. Hey guys, welcome everyone. If you're just joining us, welcome to the stream, and of course, like the video, subscribe if you are new. Well, my voice is a little off today because I talk so much, I am sitting outside Starbucks. That Starbucks you're seeing in the window there behind, well, over there. That Starbucks over there, the Starbucks workers you're seeing, the lefty, woke Starbucks workers. Good morning, everyone. I haven't had any coffee today, so I'm about 2 hours behind where I would normally be for coffee. So I got a bit of a headache this morning because I'm going through coffee withdrawals. Like Hunter goes through the crack and hooker withdrawals, I'm going through coffee withdrawals. So there's a lot of stuff going on this morning, though, that I want to talk about on the stream today, and I hope you're all having a great weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and I can't tell you about this today, but in the next week or two, Steve Kane and I have humongous announcements we're making about the program, which are very exciting, that I wish I could tell you today, but I can't. Good morning, Tanya. Wookiees, hello, everyone. I don't like to say hello to everybody by name because I'll miss somebody. Because the stream goes by so fast. So good morning to everyone. I'll say some names out there. Suzu, Sherry, welcome. So, the great Peter Navarro, this is just like a bombshell story about Peter Navarro that came out this morning. Well, thank you. Sydney, Australia, welcome. Peter Navarro, who was a guest on my podcast, you guys should go back and listen to that show. Very good interview. Are you heading to Florida? What part of Florida are you? It's a beautiful day in Florida right now. Let me look. Let me just show you. See, the sun is rising. Can you see that sunrise? So it's a beautiful day in Florida. But Peter Navarro, with this arrest, it's amazing to me what they did, right? I mean, they did this big showboating arrest that's now everything's going to get tossed out because his civil liberties, his civil rights were completely violated when they arrested him. Listen to this. It's in Breitbart this morning. Peter Navarro filed a motion in federal court in D.C. Friday. He claims the FBI agents who arrested him last week failed to read him his Miranda rights or provide him access to his attorney. This is like unheard of. This is absolutely amazing. Why do you think they did that? Do you think that was typical government incompetence, or they know they don't have a case against Peter Navarro and they're trying to get everything tossed? Which do you think it is? Oh man, can you guys see the steam coming off the coffee? That is some hot coffee, guys. Yes. It seems pretty insane to me. Navarro was arrested last week. This is in Breitbart I'm reading from. Navarro was arrested last week for contempt of Congress. One second here. Okay, just a second. Okay, Navarro was arrested last week for contempt of Congress as he was boarding a flight at the Reagan National Airport. And remember, when Navarro got out of the lockup, he said he lives right next door to the FBI offices, and they know that, but they wanted to do this big showboat arrest, so they went to the airport and snatched him. Okay. He's declined to cooperate with the January 6th Kangaroo Committee. Good for him, citing claims of executive privilege and constitutional objections. Peter Navarro was asking the court to compel the FBI to provide documents pertaining to his arrest. Now again, he's alleging, and I believe Peter Navarro, right? I mean, who doesn't believe Peter Navarro? Peter Navarro he's a Trump guy. He is an honest guy, so he says the FBI did not Mirandize him. And for those of you that aren't in America, I saw someone from Sydney, Australia earlier. If you're outside the United States, the Miranda rights are when you watch the TV shows, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may and can be used against you, all that stuff. That's the Miranda rights, and they are required by law to read that to you. If they don't read you your Miranda rights, you're not, nothing you say is admissible. Also, he says they denied him the right to call his attorney, which is also a violation. So this whole arrest was bad. So this is what Peter Navarro says, and I believe him. Peter Navarro alleges he was handcuffed, placed in leg irons, Hey, Janice, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I haven't had, I got to wait for this to cool off. Peter Navarro says he was handcuffed, placed in leg irons, held in a cell. And remember, they put him in the same cell as John Hinckley. And of course, John Hinckley is the guy who shot President Reagan. And he was not even provided with water. No water, no lawyer, no Miranda. Where's the ACLU? The ACLU should be all over this. Peter Navarro was given a public defender, but says she was unfamiliar with the facts of the case. He is representing himself. This is just insanity, what's going on here. I am in front of Starbucks. That's a look inside the barista coffee making area that you see over my shoulder there. Yes, yes, yes. The wokesters, the woke baristas are part of a conservative MAGA live stream. Got to get my voice to wake up because I got some things I got to do today, and got a lot of work I got to do today. And then I'm going to Steve Kane's house today. He and I have a meeting about some important things, so I'm going to his house today. But this thing with Peter Navarro, well, don't tell everyone where I am, Carrie. Okay, my exact location can remain anonymous. Well, thank you, Rome, Wisconsin. You know, good morning, Fire Kev. Good morning, everyone. You know, Peter Navarro is probably one of the smartest men in America, right? I mean, you know, when you hear him, he is incredibly brilliant, isn't he? You know, why do you think they denied him a lawyer and didn't Mirandize him? Was it a government incompetent screw up, or are they trying to toss the whole thing? What would your guess be? I think it's government screw up because, you know, government workers are incompetent, and that's where I would lean to. You know, yeah, it's going to get tossed. Yeah, it's no good. And why put Peter Navarro in leg irons? What do they think he's like, BTK or OJ? I mean, what's he gonna? What do they think he's gonna run for it? Give me a break. Show power over him. Are you gonna go to a car show? Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Haven't been to a car show in a long time. Car shows can be pretty fun. No doubt about that. West Virginia, good morning. Good morning. How does my voice sound, guys? It sounds a little rough to me. In my ears, by design. You know, a lot of people say that the government are behind all these. Sounds fine? Okay. It sounds a little rough in my ears. Maybe I'm just waking up. A lot of people think that the government's involved in a lot of vast conspiracies, and they're involved in some. There's no doubt about it. But they're not competent enough to have everything a well thought out conspiracy. They're not Trump, you know, who's playing, you know, tri-dimensional chess. Good morning, Charmaine. Good morning. Yeah, they're tired of Pelosi's BS. You know, I think it's going to be fun when Pelosi's no longer speaker. You know, even though we don't get to see it on TV, you know, when we have the red tsunami and the blue flush, you know, and Pelosi's no longer speaker, even though we don't see it on TV, there's a big humiliation that goes on with that, because the Speaker of the House gets the same protection as the President and Vice President. They have their own aircraft like the President and Vice President have, and all that's taken away. And also, the Speaker of the House gets the biggest office and the best office in the Capitol. And the party that is in power, whichever party is the majority, picks the office spaces for everyone. I think they should give Pelosi the smallest office in the Capitol building. Don't you think? Wouldn't that be nice? Oh yeah, I think that's a great idea. And you know, I saw this story today. I don't know if you guys saw this, and this is bizarre. I don't know what Fox News is thinking here. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think about this. Fox News promotes transgender child in LGBTQ plus Pride Month special. Now, Fox News, this isn't like CNN. Listen to this. This is also on Breitbart right now. Fox News promoted the story of a transgender child who switched genders at 5 years old as part of Fox News' LGBTQ plus Pride Month special on Friday. Now, why would Fox News even have an LGBTQ plus Pride Month special? Do the Fox News viewers want to see that? I mean, what is that about? 5 years old, that should be like child abuse. I mean, that, you know, the doctor who's involved in transgender anything for a 5-year-old should lose their license. I mean, that's as sick as that Olympic doctor that's going to prison. Oh yeah. On an episode of America's Newsroom, Fox News reporter Brian Linus highlighted the story of a young girl whose family embraced her transgender transition to male when she was 5 years old. They hope that going public about her story, this is her family, will encourage other families to accept their transgender children. How can a 5-year-old decide that they want to make a life-changing decision and change their gender? How can a 5-year-old, you know, a brain does not even stop developing until what, 25 years old? I mean, a 5-year-old, I can remember being a 5-year-old. Can you, you know, but it's a blur, right? I remember I was in kindergarten. I remember my teacher, Miss Payne. But I cannot remember the name of one kid that I went to school with. I remember the name of the school in Columbus, Ohio, and all that. But it's a blur, right? Because you know you're at 5 years old, you're a baby still. Well, you know what it is with a lot of these. Because these parents aren't millennials. They're younger than millennials. They're Gen Z, right? Gen Z. They call themselves Zoomers sometimes, you know, because they think they're cool. I think that these Generation Z parents, I do not like Dana Perino at all. I do not like Dana Perino. But these Generation Z parents want to have transgender kids so bad, it's like a status symbol to them. It's like, what was that mutt that they called a breed that was real popular a few years ago? The doodle, the mix between a Cocker Spaniel and a poodle, the cockadoodle poodle. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like everybody had all these hipsters had to have a cockerdoodle or whatever that was called. That's what it's like with these Gen Z parents. They are, and then like I remember back in the 90s. Yeah, a golden doodle. Okay, yeah, there you go, golden doodle. And then like back in the 90s, all the hipsters wanted to have a pet potbelly pig. Remember this stuff was weird. So now what all these hipsters want to do is have a transgender child, and it's like a big thing to them. So I'm just here to make the ride smoother for others. You might be struggling right now, but we believe you, the parents told Fox News family. This family, we might not know you or where you live, but you know, we understand you, we believe in you. The Fox News reporter on Dana Perino's show described the child as a typical Southern California teenager during the segment's introduction, according to her mother. So, a typical Southern California teenager, according to Fox News Channel, is a teenager who at age 5 went through transition therapy and changed their gender. If that's typical, we're effed in this country. You know, there's all this, you know, I'm going to say something that you're going to think is really crazy, okay? And let me finish what I think's going on here. And then you can tell me yes or no if you agree with me. You know, no would mean I'm crazy. The Generation Z and millennial parents that are doing all this transition stuff with their kids, they live on TikTok. And all this stuff is being pushed through TikTok, right? They put their videos up. They got all their things going on TikTok. TikTok is China, right? TikTok is China. I think that China, through TikTok, is doing all kinds of social manipulation on this country, including promoting this transgender stuff. And they're doing this for a couple reasons. One, it's lowering our birth rate because there's all these genders, they're not having like regular sex, so there's no reproduction going on. And it weakens our entire country. I mean, look at the look at the generation that are military age. They're all these aren't people that are fit for the military. So I think it's a China operation to tear down the culture of America, but also weaken us and lower our population growth while we have this huge migration coming in from the southern border that is going to surpass our birth rate because the childbearing year kids don't have heterosexual sex. They're not reproducing. So, I mean, that's what I think is going on. I know it sounds, yes or no, do you agree with me on that about what China's doing? Yeah. You know, I'm banned from TikTok. I know some of you probably heard me talk about this. I went on TikTok, and and I was live streaming on the radio and doing some other things on TikTok. My TikTok in a week blew up. I had tens of thousands of followers on TikTok in less than a week. I mean, the growth was unbelievably huge. And I was doing a live stream at home. And I had a MAGA hat on, and some lefty came in and said, you know, why are you on TikTok? You're MAGA, you're a Trump guy. TikTok is China, run by China, Trump says. And I said, this was live stream on TikTok. I said, well, what better way to talk to the CCP than be on TikTok? Instantly, my TikTok was deleted and I was banned. Instantly. The feed stopped and it was deleted and I was banned when I said that about talking to the CCP. Yeah. Crazy. You think it's a stretch, Martin? Well, you look to be in the minority in this group. And, you know, if you look at people on TikTok, even when I was on TikTok, the followers on TikTok, you know, it grows like you wouldn't believe. There are nobody kids that have 1 million followers on TikTok, and China does that to get the circulation going and get more people exposed to all their crap. I mean, that's what I think. Yeah. Beautiful weather here in Florida today. I was going to ride the MAGA scooter, but my daughter's been out of town for a month, and she's still not home yet, and her car hasn't been driven. So I thought, you know what, I better drive my daughter's car. It hasn't been driven in a month. So I drove my daughter's car here instead of my MAGA scooter today. But this is a beautiful day for the MAGA scooter. By the way, you out there that are members, I have a video, a vlog I made that I put up yesterday for an early preview for members to the channel. So you know, if you're a member, when I vlog, you get to see my videos early. You get the sneak previews before everyone else. How's Kathy doing? Kathy's doing well. She's at home. She's sleeping. Our daughter's in California, and she called us, I don't know, late last night for something. Well, on YouTube, you can become a member, and if you are on an Android phone, there's a member button right next to the subscribe button on my YouTube profile, on my YouTube page. And if you're on an iPhone, you have to open up YouTube in your browser, and you'll see a little member thing. And there's exclusive content and everything, plus you're supporting my content. If you're new, make sure that you follow, like the video, get all your friends to subscribe, if you don't mind. Vacation, what's that? Yeah, Peter Navarro guilty of being a proud American. Well, see, the left believe, and the mainstream media believe, and the Uniparty believe, you know, I love did Carrie Lake coin Uniparty for the Republican Democratic establishment? She was the first person I heard say it, but the Uniparty and all of them think that making America great again is a federal crime. It's under the dollar sign. Okay, appreciate that, Wookiees. I did not know that. That's the super chat little thing. Who is Scooter Brian Craig? I don't know. A fan. Yeah. I got a suntan when I made the vlog walking to Mar-a-Lago and the Confederate Veteran Cemetery vlog on Memorial Day, I rode my scooter. It was a bit of a dry. It was a very hot, sunny day, and I got a lot of sun, and my skin is peeling. Look at that. I don't know if you guys look at that. I'm peeling. It looks like I got the Michael Jackson disease over here. Can you see that? My skin is peeling like crazy. Oh my goodness. No, I'm done. I'm banned from TikTok because of that. So I'm not going to go back to TikTok. It doesn't hurt. I'm just peeling away. Well, thank you, Carrie. Thank you, thank you. Well, go up there because there's some content that I never make public to everyone up there. So you get some exclusive stuff if you're a member. Thank you. Yes. Oh. Oh, thank you, Wookie. Yes, I appreciate the support, guys. Yeah, today I'm going to Steve Kane's house. Steve and I are going to have some big things to announce real soon about the radio show that are just absolutely amazing. I wish I could tell you now. And Steve and I got to meet about it today. I mean, humongous stuff I'm really excited about. And I'm not hyping it up. Humongous changes and things coming to the show on the radio, which is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to tell you about. You're in Australia. Christmas is your summer. I know. I know. It's crazy. I'd like to do a vlog at I'm expecting the woke baristas to come out here if they notice I'm live streaming and tell me this is a new Starbucks. And they seem pretty cool here, but the Starbucks that I was going to before this one, they don't like you vlogging or live streaming there. They get all snooty about it. But I don't know if they know I'm doing this or not. They might come out and you can't stream here. The member content, because it's in beta testing on YouTube. It is on the community tab on my YouTube page. And it's like in the form of post. I think it's on the community tab. I see it in a different way than you guys see it. So the members there, is that correct? It's on in the member tab. 100 plus degrees in Texas. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's hot. Hotter than here. Well, now I'd like to do a vlog at Steve's house because Steve has an amazing. Steve is a collector of collections, okay, and Steve has like these incredible collections. He has every football helmet from the USFL, the original USFL, not this thing back in the 80s, autographed by all the players. He's got this massive collection of NFL helmets, all autographed. He's got baseball bats autographed by Mickey Mantle and all these, Hall of Famers. And Steve is a collector of collections. And he has, what are some of the other things he has? He has his collection of serial killer art, which is really creepy. He has artwork from John Wayne Gacy and, oh, great, Carrie, and the Gainesville Killer, Danny Rawlings and stuff. Some weird. Steve has weird stuff at his house. Weird stuff. But he's a collector of collections. The sun is coming out. I don't know how bright it is to you, but it's pretty bright to me, guys. But there's so many people at his house, it's hard to vlog it because it's like really loud over there. I wanted to pull up this story. Now, are any of you smokers? I don't expect people, I'm not asking you to confess if you don't want to that you're a smoker. I am not a smoker. I love Mike Lindell too. Oh yeah, make sure you guys go to mypillow.com and buy something with my promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. My dog is doing fine. She had 3 teeth extracted. I've never been a smoker either. Everyone in my family has been a smoker. And smoking killed my stepfather. Smoking killed my grandmother. Everyone in my mother doesn't smoke now, but my grandmother died from brain cancer that she had gotten from smoking, and my mother stopped smoking then, and that was like 1989. But my mother smoked from the time she was in high school till 1989. And when I was a kid, and my dad smoked, my stepfather smoked, killed him. But my mother was such a heavy smoker that when I was a little kid, like in elementary school, and there were parent-teacher conferences, my mother would be smoking in the classroom during the parent-teacher conferences. I mean, she doesn't smoke now. She hasn't smoked since '89, but that's, I know, isn't that crazy? But I've never smoked. And, but this was really, candy cigarettes, you can still buy the candy cigarettes. You started smoking when I was 15. Yeah, I had a stepmother that when I was a little kid, and maybe some of you remember this, Biden's doing something with smoking, that's why I'm talking, I'll get to that in a second. But I had a stepmother who was a smoker, and she would like send me to the 7-Eleven to buy her cigarettes, and I was like 9 years old, and they would sell them to me. Did you guys ever have anything like that happen? You still can get candy cigarettes at candy stores. I see them sometimes. Well, anyway, Biden's doing something with cigarettes. I just bring this to you. The Biden administration is planning to push a policy requiring tobacco companies to reduce the level of nicotine in cigarettes sold in the United States. The policy would see the nicotine amount reduced to non-addictive levels. Although it would likely not come into force for several years, the move would likely disrupt the tobacco industry. Then it says, smokers needn't be too concerned in the short term. There's a number of hurdles that still need to be passed. Tobacco companies would be able to sue, blah, blah, blah. The administration has been weighing whether to push ahead with the policy as part of President Biden's Cancer Moonshot Initiative, which hopes to reduce deaths from cancer by at least 50% over the next 25 years. Let me tell you what's going on with this, okay? With the cigarettes. This is, I predicted what I'm going to tell you years ago, and this is what is going to happen. First off, if they reduce the amount of nicotine, I know they say it takes 3 weeks to kick, you know, the cigarette habit if you're addicted. But if they cut out the nicotine, people are going to just smoke more cigarettes trying to get a big. It's like me with this coffee. I hate coming and drinking Starbucks coffee, but I'm so addicted to the caffeine. People will smoke more cigarettes trying to get more nicotine, so they're going to increase smoking, which will sell more cigarettes, okay, right? But they're going to cause a lot of problems. What do people do that don't have their cigarettes, right? They eat, they're going to gain weight. But here's what's going on here. They're not talking about this in this story, but there is a transition plan going on with big tobacco. They want to become big marijuana. Since marijuana is legalized all over America now, you know, and it's not as it's regulated, but not as much as you think. The tobacco industry wants to get into selling packs of marijuana cigarettes as opposed to tobacco cigarettes. There's more money in it and everything else, and there's going to be a transition into that. It's only a matter of time. Big tobacco becoming big marijuana. And, you know, they're still going to sell cigarettes and they'll still do it, but that's what they want to do because marijuana is more addictive than the nicotine and more people will do it. A lot of people that don't smoke cigarettes will smoke marijuana, and most people who smoke cigarettes will smoke marijuana. But that's what they're doing here. You know, all these big tobacco companies would love to be selling marijuana cigarettes. Don't you guys agree? More tar in the lungs? Exactly. And, you know, all this talk, you were a 3-pack a day guy? Oh my goodness. That's a lot. 3 packs a day? Are you kidding me? Could he have his music louder, this guy? He's in a Jeep with all the top off and the doors off and everything else, so he wants everybody to hear what he's jamming to. Hunter will run the marijuana industry. Yeah, the Secretary of Marijuana, Hunter Biden. You think I'm right? Well, there are a lot of people that don't smoke marijuana because it's been illegal, and now that it's legal, they'll start. You know, there are people that use marijuana now that weren't using it before because it's legal. but it's still a little inconvenient to get it. You got to go to these pot shops and go to all these things to get it. And this is very strange, this guy. Very strange. He left his Jeep with the music on. Can you believe that? Very strange. Don't do pot. Don't smoke. And, you know, smoking marijuana is just as bad. Let me move because I can't hear with all the music. Oh, there we go. It went off. Now I can hear again because it was blasting. But with the Tom Sawyer. But it's too loud at this hour of the morning. I'm not awake yet. I can't handle Rush at this hour of the morning. But the problem with the problem with that is that the marijuana cigarettes have every single health negative consequence that you get from smoking cigarettes, plus the addiction. No escape, no need to, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Now you're singing, you got the song in your head. It was blasting. It was blasting. I got a bit of a headache this morning, so that's probably why. I had a Jeep Wrangler for years. I always wanted a Jeep Wrangler. And has anyone had a Jeep? That top on a Jeep, I had it for years. I had it many, many years. And when I sold it, I couldn't believe how much it sold for. I got rid of it because the transmission was starting to go, and a four-wheel drive transmission is pretty expensive. But the top on a Jeep Wrangler is the biggest nuisance you could possibly imagine. Oh my gosh, is it a nuisance? Everyone bakes and you make gummies. Exactly. Yeah, well, smoking's not for me. And smoking an 06 Jeep. My Jeep, I don't remember what year my Jeep was. You had an 06 Jeep. Jeeps blow? Well, the problem, yeah, the problem is the top is impossible to get up. The soft top. It's impossible to get up properly. I liked it too, but a Jeep is like a car you use every once in a while. Well, the hard time, I used to drive around with the top off and the doors off, you know. But I had a lot of fun with it, but I would not do it. A Charger? Yeah, my parents bought a Charger when they first came out. And my mother brought it to the house. I could not believe the power behind that Charger. My daughter, when we were looking to get her a new car, she had it in her mind that she wanted a Charger or a Mustang. So I took her to the dealership and I put her in a Charger, and she started it up and she like felt the power come off of it. She's like, no. Had a Wrangler, it was crap. Do you agree, Mike, about getting the top up on the Jeep Wrangler? When I bought that Jeep, I immediately took the top down, right, to drive home in it. And I got home, I couldn't get the top up. 74,000 miles? Well, on my car, I have an older car. Kathy has a new car. I haven't, this is the way that a marriage should work, right? The wife gets the new car and the husband gets the older car. That's what I do, right? Because, it's what we've always done, and I think it works out. My car has about 130, 140,000 miles on it. I got a Kia Sorento. I haven't had a problem with it, knock on wood here. Can you do a Tuesday show from Mar-a-Lago to celebrate the birthday of President Trump? What's very true, Scooter? I don't know if I can go up to Mar-a-Lago on Tuesday. President Trump, I don't think, is here right now because it's Mar-a-Lago closes over the summer, and because it's so hot and humid in Florida during the summer, and President Trump spends the summer in his resort in New Jersey, so he is not there right now. It's a pain in the butt, but worth it. A Jeep Wrangler is meant to be like a weekend car on occasion. You keep it in the garage. Plus in Florida, like it's hurricane season now. It's beautiful and sunny. It rains every day during rainy season, hurricane season, which is half the year. And so, 173,000, oh my goodness. I was talking to someone I know yesterday. They've been wanting to buy a new car, but the prices are so expensive. And they've got a Honda Accord. It's got about 200,000 miles on it and a cracked engine block. And they have to add oil to it like pretty much every day. And it runs fine though. It runs fine. Ugh. Now, you know, there was this, the media have completely covered up this assassination attempt on Justice Kavanaugh and his entire family. You know, that Democrat, I loved it yesterday. I was talking about that Democrat that was going to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh and his family, and a caller called, how do you know they're a Democrat? Well, because the New York Times says a California Democrat traveled to D.C., and they're like, oh, how do you know he's a Democrat? But the media have completely covered that up. I mean, he was either going to kill the entire family and the justice, hold them hostage, or try to kidnap all of them, right? I mean, whatever he was going to do, it was unheard of. And, you know, the Democrats, they refused to pass this bill for security, and they're saying they have security. That is not actually true. Right now they have federal marshals guarding them, and they should, all of the Supreme Court justices, but they don't have a permanent security thing in place for themselves and their families like presidents do, vice presidents, Speaker of the House with the Secret Service. They don't have a full-time security detail situation because it's never been needed before. And while they have these kangaroo January 6th hearings that MAGA's the danger, for the first time in the history of the United States, members of the Supreme Court of the United States and their families are being appeared already. And it tells, this is how little sense these Democrats have. Now, the day after it broke in the news about the Kavanaugh attempt, the Democrats activist went to Kavanaugh's house and did a protest that same day after the story broke. Can you freaking believe that? And now listen to this. The activist group Ruth Sent Us tells protesters, now Ruth Sent Us, I guess that's Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The activist group Ruth Sent Us tells protesters to target children, home, and the church of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney after Roe v. Wade draft opinion was reached. I mean, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? You know, if a MAGA person did what that California Democrat did to Kavanaugh, the entire mainstream media would be obsessing over it. They would go to his town. They would be interviewing the parents. They'd go to his college, his high school. They'd be interviewing his friends. They'd be going to his through his social media and everything else. And now what's going on? Absolutely nothing. You know, woke baristas, you know. The ones here are very nice, I must tell you. They're very nice. I come here all the time. And, you know, I come here in the mornings on my way to the radio station. I got my MAGA hat on. They're cool. You know, more young people are MAGA than you realize. You know, well, then again, I'm in Ron DeSantis' free Florida, so this is a MAGA state. So that may and probably does account for a lot of it. But believe me, young people love Trump, at least in Ron DeSantis' free Florida here. You know, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And, you know, it's illegal to protest at judges' homes. And after the thing with Kavanaugh, they still do it. And even Bill Maher, listen to this. This is Bill Maher. This is amazing. Bill Maher lambasted the New York Times over its weak coverage of the assassination attempt on Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Earlier this week, a man, a Democrat from California, named Nicholas John Rosk was arrested outside the justice's home carrying a gun and a knife. He admitted to the police he had traveled from California to D.C. to kill Kavanaugh because of his intention to overturn Roe v. Wade. However, the New York Times shrugged off the assassination attempt, keeping it off the front page. And to my knowledge, nothing like this has ever happened before. It was a modest home. I was pretty impressed with it. Bill Maher said the New York Times buried this. If it had been a liberal Supreme Court justice that someone came to kill, it would have been on the front page. It'd still be on the front page every day for weeks. And that's what's so disappointing about a paper like the New York Times. This is Bill Maher talking, because they just wear their bias on their sleeves. And if it's not part of something that feeds our narrative, F it, we bury it, Bill Maher said. You know, what this guy was trying to do was create a vacancy on the court, so in his warped mind, yeah, fascism, right? So that Biden would get another appointment and stop the overturning of Roe v. Wade. That's what the guy was thinking. And the reason that the New York Times and these other outlets don't cover the story and have completely covered it up is because, well, it's not just that they don't want Democrats to look bad. That's part of it. But they think that Kavanaugh and these others are bringing this heat on them. They think that Amy Coney Barrett and Kavanaugh deserve this. You know, they think they deserve it. They just don't have the balls to say what they're really thinking. These are sick, twisted people. You know? Oh my goodness. Exactly, Lisa. You think Cheney will run as the Democrats' nominee? No. You know, Liz Cheney is going to get just beat beyond imagination in this Wyoming primary. That's good. That's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. But she's part of the deep state, so she'll always be with us. And what'll happen is, you know what'll probably happen with Liz Cheney? Well, she'll probably go and head up a big company for a while and do a bunch of scams and make a bunch of money like her father did, the war criminal father of hers. You know, she's Ava Braun, this woman, you know. But what'll happen is Biden will probably appoint her. She'll probably, a Democrat, or the next time we have a Republican president who's not MAGA, like if we get some uniparty Republican establishment president down the road, they'll put her on a cabinet job. Or maybe even Biden will give her a cabinet position or something like that. I would not be surprised. Yeah, 30% behind. Some polls I've heard people tell me they're closer to 50 behind. Yeah, no, she'll believe me, she will always be with us forever. I wouldn't be surprised if a future president makes her Secretary of Defense, because her dad was Secretary of Defense. Her losing this House seat is most definitely a big victory for us and MAGA and our great President Trump, but she's not going to be retired. She's gonna be like Paul Ryan retired, who's on the board of directors at Fox News, screwing us all the time. That's Fox News is trending on Twitter. Let me see, what are they trending about that story I was talking about, the LGBT? At least 20 million people watched the committee hearings. Just 3 million watched Fox News. That is so disingenuous, because they carried it, you know, this is, okay, there's a lot of stories going on that 19 or 20 million people watched the primetime January 6th Kangaroo Committee hearings, okay? The way that the TV ratings work, they're done by quarter hours, every 15 minutes. And what they're doing is they're putting the broadcast networks ratings in there, ABC, NBC, and CBS. What they're not telling us, which they know, on the broadcast networks where these 19 million people were watching, how long did they watch? Right? I think people that don't follow news and they put on ABC, NBC, and all that crap, when they saw this boredom that was going on, they flipped. They got out of there. So I would imagine people were watching less than a minute that normally watch this. So it's not the number. People are flipping through. It's Thursday night, which is the #1 night for primetime network television. It's Thursday night. They go through, click, and see what they can watch. And then they see this hearing. They keep it on for a minute. They realize what it is, and then they get out of there. And I went through a lot of these stories this morning, because this is all over the place, this story. I saw it, and none of them tell you how long they watched. I mean, who could watch that crap? You got Cheney, and who's that inarticulate Democrat that's the chairman of the committee, right? That guy can barely speak, but who could listen to their hour-long speeches pontificating? No one watched that. So tell us how long those 19 million people watched, all right? Steve is not a never-Trumper. That is not true. Biden said he didn't watch. Exactly, yeah. Biden's so old, he's probably got a TV up there with the rabbit ears, you know? He probably is watching Leave It to Beaver at night or something. CBS had 3 million, 19 million, 0 for cable networks combined. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. By the way, guys, if you'd like to support all of my content, go to mypillow.com and buy something with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. The BOGO extravaganza continues. The MyPillow, buy one, get one free. The regular MyPillow, the one that started everything. The Giza Elegance pillow, buy one, get one free. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set. The MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. All those things and many more are buy one, get one free with my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. When you help Mike Lindell, you're helping me. Thank you, Rome. Yeah, and you know, I talk to Mike and his office regularly. There's not a week that goes by that I don't talk to them, and they are just blown away by the success of their advertising on everything we do. Because we're a lot of things. We're on all these platforms like now, and you guys are all over America and the world, but we're a local radio show, and we sell more MyPillow products than any of their local radio guys, and it's because of our loyal listeners and you guys on YouTube and the people that listen to my podcast, and they have been for years just blown away by how successful their advertising is on all of my content, and they keep track of it. And usually on Mondays or Tuesdays, because they're an hour behind us here on the East Coast, they'll have like a phone conference with me on Mondays and Tuesdays, just updating me on the latest specials, and they always are praising the audience on how supportive you are for us and for Mike Lindell. And people don't realize, Mike Lindell, he has been kicked out of all those major retailers. That's where he was doing the majority of his business. These retailers, including the home shopping channels, and they've tossed him out of all the Canadian places too. And he hasn't laid anyone off, and he stayed in business because of people like you that are supporting them. And people sometimes ask me about all these discounts he offers. He can sell things less and offer these great deals to you guys because he saves a little bit on everything that's involved with dealing with these big retailers. So he passes that on to you. But think about it. You have a business like that. You're kicked off of QVC, Home Shopping Network, all the major retailers where you do the majority of your sales, and still he stayed in business and hasn't laid anyone off. And that's not an easy thing to do, even through COVID. And he's got thousands of employees that depend on him, and that's because of you guys. And so use that promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and it supports everything that I do. The radio show, my podcast, my YouTube channel, anything I'm doing. When you buy a MyPillow product with my promo code, it's supporting me. K-A-N-E at checkout. Oh, they are. I'm almost done with my coffee, so the stream will end when my coffee is done. Yes or no? Yes or no? Does Biden wear Depends? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Does Biden wear Depends? Yes or no? Yeah, and I'm not saying it jokingly. I believe so. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've heard people say that they get a whiff of it when they're around him. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's why he walks funny. What do you think? That could be. I saw this story in the Daily Wire that is really, really a disgusting story. Listen to this. Listen to this story. This is in the Daily Wire. An animal shelter in Southern California has made it clear that if you want to adopt a pet from them, you must stand with their beliefs on gun control, or they will not let you adopt a pet. The Shelter Hope Pet Shop in Thousand Oaks, California, added a question for the potential pet adopters that they must answer if they want a pet from the shelter. The question reads, this is the form you fill out when you're adopting a pet, a dog or a cat. Where do you stand on gun control? The owner of the shop, Kim Sill, shared that the shop doesn't support those who believe the Second Amendment means the right to buy assault weapons. We believe that if we can make our voices heard on how we feel, we can make an impact, the Shelter Hope Pet Shop owner wrote on the website. We do not support those who believe the Second Amendment gives them the right to buy assault weapons. If your beliefs are not in line with ours, we will not let you adopt a pet. What the hell are they talking about? Thank you for the kind and these liberal woke AHs, okay? They're concerned about gun violence, right? Do you know what a home intruder, a burglar, hate more than anything when they go to rob a house or break in? A dog that's loud, right? Because they don't want noise. If they're so concerned about gun violence, they would want gun owners to adopt dogs, because the dogs run off the criminals and reduce the amount of times that the gun would have to be used in self-defense, right? Does that make sense to you guys? Let's see here. Thank you for the kind and the shop's message on Facebook read, too many angry humans who posted comments on our Facebook group have left comments. I should not have to carry a gun to protect my shelter and to protect my staff, animals, and volunteers. Oh, now they're saying that they're being threatened. Give me a break. So if you are a gun owner, you can't adopt a pet. You can't protect yourself any other way. Angry humans, yeah. Yeah, that's how they are. If you don't agree with them, they want to shut you down. I thought there weren't enough pet adoptees. Technology will render guns useless. You know, I've been talking about the 3D printed. I guess a 3D printed gun would be a ghost gun. That's the future if they go this way. I was surprised though how the new guns have changed. It's all cosmetic changes. I was talking about this when I went a few weeks ago, about a month ago or so. I went to buy a shotgun, and I wanted the classic look, the Remington, with the wood and everything. They don't sell those at the gun stores anymore. Yeah, MAGA pet adoptions. That's right. Hey, Patrick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm at Starbucks. That window behind me is a peek at the baristas, the woke baristas, making coffee. My coffee's almost done, guys, so when the coffee's done, the stream will end. Well, we've been streaming here for, 53 minutes? I don't know. The ghost guns is just some boogeyman. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm right about TikTok. Thank you very much. This great governor of ours, Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis considers sending child protective services against people exposing children to drag shows. I mean, who thought that was a good idea? Did you guys see that video? That thing in Texas. I was talking about this earlier in the week on the radio. I saw the story about those parents that brought the little kids to the drag show, and I saw it online on my phone, and I saw the video, and it was outrageous. And then Greg Kelly on Newsmax showed it on television, and I was watching it on TV, and it was on my big screen TV, and I didn't realize this until I saw the video. They had these little kids putting I guess they don't take dollars, probably $5 bills, but putting dollar bills in the underwear string of these drag queens, like strippers, and they did it. They did it, and the drag queens let them do it. I mean, that's like taking little kids to a strip club. It was exactly done like a strip club. I couldn't believe it, and I know it's disgusting. If we were all wearing MAGA hats and we took little kids to a strip club and let little kids put dollar bills in the strippers' thongs, they'd arrest us, and they should. I mean, who the hell thought that was a good idea? I was talking about this earlier in this stream. These Generation Z and millennial parents having a transgender or gay kid is like a status symbol to them. But Governor DeSantis, Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is considering sending child protective services against people exposing children to drag shows. DeSantis was asked about proposed legislation about children at drag shows during a media briefing Wednesday. DeSantis said, "We have child protective statutes on the books. We have laws against child endangerment," who said that his staff are looking at that law. He went on to reference the disturbing videos from a drag show performance in a bar in Dallas, Texas that showed children shoving dollar bills into the underwear of drag performers. And then can you imagine? Then he went on to say, said, "Part of the reason why we fought the fight with parents' rights in education is because there's a movement to interject these things like gender ideology in elementary schools, and in my view, our schools need to be teaching them to read and write and not to be drag queens." Yes. Yeah, Greg Kelly, I played the call on the radio. He called the police in Dallas to tell them about it, Greg Kelly. Completely insane. By the way, if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe, and everyone else, please like the video if you're already subscribed. Now, I found, I'll share this with you. These are reading glasses you see me wearing, and they have actually some darkened lens for the computers, something that they say that helps with the computers. And I have perfect vision from afar. I have 20/15 vision. I had LASIK like 20 years ago, and it's only been like the last 4 years that I've needed these. And when I got LASIK, they told me, well, when you get to be 45 or 50, you're going to need reading glasses. And it's so weird because I have 20/15 vision from far away. It's just up close. So these are reading glasses. And I buy packs of 5 really cheap on Amazon because I leave my reading glasses all over the place, right? So I buy these, I get like 5 pairs for $15 or something, and that's what these are. And sometimes the arms fall off all the time, but they, the pack of 5, I leave some and lose them. Some of them break all the time. So I went to order a new pack of these because I'm down to my last 2. And they on Amazon, and they said these are ladies' glasses. These are ladies' glasses, and I like them because the other reading glasses, they're like this thick. I like the bigger lens. Because I'm not just looking at, I'm looking at the screen all the time. So these are ladies' glasses. Does that mean that am I in drag if I'm wearing ladies' reading glasses? And am I cross-dressing here? But what do they mean, ladies' glasses? I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Ladies' glasses. Exactly. Well, thank you, McKenna. Huh? I appreciate it. I know, pretty strange thing, huh? Oh, I didn't know that when I went to order new ones. You're like Mr. Magoo. My feminine side, yeah. Got to get in touch with that. Give me a break. I'm gonna keep. See, they're like yellow. I don't know if you can tell. The lenses have a little yellow shade. It's supposed to help with the computer screen. Yeah. So I'm cross glasses wearing. I don't know. I can see if they were like pink or purple or something. I think these are unisex. I think these are unisex, I would say. When you say these are unisex? What happens when we get transition glasses? Yeah. Yeah, LASIK. Any of you ever have LASIK? It is like life-changing. Life-changing. I'm so glad I got it. Yeah, I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I am. I'm a cross glasses wearer. I got to think of a word for it. Ask a person with green hair. Exactly. Exactly. Why are you scared, blackbirds? Northern Illinois. Good morning to you. Good morning. It is so early. I've been up since 4 a.m., actually, on my schedule. That's okay, yeah. So I shouldn't tell you guys. West Point, I was reading this morning, West Point, they're removing, is it a portrait? Yeah, they're removing a portrait of Robert E. Lee, right? And of course we know why. Why do you think they're removing the portrait of Robert E. Lee? They're removing the portrait of Robert, well, that's the same time I got up in Rome. We got up at 3 a.m. Your time is 4 a.m. my time. We woke up together. The reason that West Point is removing the portrait of General Lee is two reasons. One, someone realized he's a Democrat, right? But the other main reason is that he led the Democrat insurrection against the United States government, right? The Army of Northern Virginia was part of a Democrat insurrection against the government of the United States of America. And people, they're focusing so much on January 6th, people are starting to talk about it. But that's the main reason. My guess would be that they're removing him. You know, a lot of people, some of you probably know this because you guys are up to speed on things, but Arlington National Cemetery, which I know a lot of you have probably been to, that is General Lee's family estate plantation. And what happened with, because it's in Virginia, Arlington, and what happened with that is there was a Union officer who was in charge of the camp that was there at General Lee's estate, and he lost his son in the war, and he got pissed off at General Lee, obvious reasons. So he was in charge of burying the dead Union soldiers there. So this Union officer started burying the Union soldiers at Arlington, which at the time was General Lee's plantation, because he knew if they were burying the soldiers there, General Lee would never be able to get the land back. And that's how Arlington Cemetery came to be. But, you know, all these things that they take down, that they say are racist, like General Lee, they're all Democrats. So really what they're doing, the Democrats are wiping out their history by taking down all these images and portraits and statues of Democrats, because people are, wait a minute, the slave owners were Democrats. I did not know that. So they're trying to wipe out the racist history of the Democrat Party, which is, it's not history, they're still racist. Well, listen, guys, my coffee cup is empty. We've been here just over an hour. I got a big day ahead of me, so I'm going to take off. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone else like the video, and don't forget, go to mypillow.com, use my promo code Kane to check out Kane and buy something. The BOGO extravaganza continues. Support all of my content by doing that. All right, guys, thanks for watching.